gotta be. I ain't living in your fantasy, and I'll be real if it's the death of me. I'ma be who I gotta be, and I don't care who you pretend to be, cause I'll be real if it's the death of me.
That's a great point though. And same thing with like to me primarily like athletes, because when they get in whatever battle you want to call it, they get on the court, they get on the field, different person. Different person in terms of like this is what they bring to the team, this is the type of person that they are, this is how they contribute. This person's an a-hole, or he this and then he that, and then you see him in public, just on some regular everyday living his personal life. You're like, I would never thought he was like that.
Yeah. I think a good thing to do is like, or this is so like ESPN just had an article on Andrew Luck. For people who don't know, it's the Colts quarterback who retired early. And he kind of got me reading the article kind of got me thinking about the whole topic for today, burnout, because for his whole journey, I think he got burnt out, and then based on what I read from the article of the interview with him, he fell out of love with the game and he realized he wasn't happy. But when he had so many people around him who he had the expectation that he had to, everything relied on him. He was responsible for everyone else's success. Essentially, he took on too much pressure onto himself, I think. And then he didn't have people around him, or slash, I think also he walled people out that could help him and help him set boundaries. And I think that, and so if you have ESPN Plus, I would go there and read that article, because the man put his body on the line for the whole franchise, and he was thrust into the spotlight, expected to save the city, and he turned into someone he wasn't, and he realized he wasn't happy.
He just called his man a superhero. He was for the city, but he just described him exactly like a superhero.
Yeah, he was. That was his expectation, though.
Yeah.
You talk to old Colts fans, and he was supposed to be, the resurrect. He was supposed to take over after Peyton Manning and save the city. He was. He was fantastic.
Just getting beat up in the process. I didn't get to read the article yet, but like, what would you say some clear signs, either for yourself or for, I don't know if Andrew had him in there, but like signs of burnout or depression or seasonal like what are some like, hey, this is happening and this is probably like a signal that I'm feeling this?
I think a big thing is anxiety, right? And it's increased anxiety, increased anxiousness, fatigue is a common one. Not necessarily for Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck's case, I think, was more unique, but it's burnout and depression, like I think go hand in hand. Like you could be exhausted, you don't have the energy to do anything. I think a big sign of burnout at work is like, do you have energy to do anything outside of work? Or are you just listless? You don't want to do anything. Feel helpless, trapped. We talked about that earlier. For me, like big lack of motivation. Your mood is a big thing. Are you more critical or like impatient with teammates, customers, clients that you have to talk to? And imposter syndrome is always the thing, but do you have like an increased sense of self-doubt? So it's basically, do you have like an impending sense of doom on you all the time? Like everything's negative, basically, which I think burnout is. Burnout is negative, and it's hard to understand sometimes that you need to take a step away, or you need a break. Substance abuse, alcohol abuse, like, are you trying to fight it with something else? It's also a sign that might not be recognized. And I think it takes a lot of knowing yourself to kind of know what works best for you and how to deal with it, because there's not one answer for everyone. But a lot of times I think you can start by evaluating your position in your company. Is your job and your manager, clients, something like, are they contributing to it, or are they the main factor? And if they can, like, you kind of just go through a checklist of think about things and like find things that bring you joy, find things that give you anxiety and stress, and start eliminating them. Not eliminating as in like quit your job, but so you can pinpoint what is causing it. And a lot of times it's a lot of different things.
Yeah, I want to see the numbers on like how many people deal with like depression, and whether like seasonal depression is higher than like I guess non-seasonal.
I
Like I'm curious of the
yeah,
numbers.
I think it definitely plays a part because like it's drab and gloomy outside. People will get depressed,
Mm-hmm.
which is a real thing.
Yeah.
But also it's like if you're not, we have to work so many hours during the day, and if you're in an environment that
Yeah, you don't see the sun. That's so crazy.
yeah, if you're in a
That's
shitty
so crazy.
environment as well, you don't see the sun, you're getting just beat up at work, like there's not much to be happy about.
Yeah. Do you have any like tips, tricks? I think you might have asked this at the beginning of like how you, I don't even know if we answered it.
Not
How
really,
how
but
you get out of depression or how you kind of like
burnout, or
escape
if
it.
I just finding motivation for me,
Yeah.
so I look at it in a few different lenses, but I think it all, it's like in terms of like work burnout, I think having a good support system really helps. Having someone you can count on, having someone you can talk to in a professional sense and in a personal sense.
Mm.
So, do you have people close to you at work that you could, like, that you could talk to, like you can vent? Sometimes you just need to vent. Um, so like for me, like I know I can talk to my manager. Like, do you have a good relationship with your manager? Can you talk to them about your issues and your problems that you're experiencing? Which I think at a good opportunity, you should be able to, because they're the ones that can help you. They're the ones that can help you get out of it or fix issues that you're encountering. So having a good support system really helps. Even outside of work, do you have family or good friends that you can talk to? Sometimes you just need someone to talk to. You need someone to be there for you to help you. Um, Outside of work, I same thing. It's I like to talk to people. I like to get a new point, like a friend of mine. Or sometimes I get demotivated with some of like hobbies that I have outside of work, some things that I'm passionate about, right?
That's smart.
And so like
Yeah.
yeah, I like to find someone else and just bounce ideas, brainstorm, get new inspiration from someone else's point of view.
Those, do you have any tips and tricks that you do?
Um, call it selfish, man, but I think because it's simply what fills my cup, like it may add a bit of responsibility, but like helping others and seeing, identifying when somebody else is in that process has, for one, it's kind of helped me understand some of the feelings that I'm having. The fact that I had an impact and I was able to help somebody out, um, it kind of brings me a bit of relief in that. But just piggybacking off what Kenny said, like having true leaders, having people that you really care about, and yeah, I mean, like it's true. We do sometimes we just need to vent
Yeah.
in a professional setting, about something you may be working on in life, something you may be dealing with, but like talk to somebody about it. Maybe you're overreacting, maybe you're underreacting. You need a second set of ears and eyes sometimes just to really, let everything settle in. And sometimes they might not even have no feedback for you. But by the time you done said it out loud and you formulated a thought process so well that you had to, you had to verbalize it to somebody else and you think about it, you're like, you know what, this was good. I appreciate this conversation. They haven't even said nothing yet, but like just being able to talk to somebody. Sometimes you just need to vent, So I think that's huge right there. I definitely have to second that. But yeah, just helping others that I see in the same or a similar, realm or walk in their journey in a professional and personal setting, and just when in doubt, seek help. And
Yeah,
the part that I have to admit that I struggle with is remember the people that you have that are willing to help you.
Hmm.
absolutely.
A lot
I
of
think
people,
that's
there's a lot of people that care about us, and sometimes
preach.
we go through dark times, and we go through trials, tribulations, and just those dark moments, but you don't really tap on those resources that you really have.
And if you don't feel like you have those people out there, like I care about you, for anyone who's listening who feels that way.
100%, man.
I appreciate
We
y'all. That
all
was so
do.
nice.
We all do.
That was so nice.
That's
Don't
it's
volunteer me for that. No, I'm just playing.
But like in all seriousness though, like you gotta remember that you got resources. I'm guilty of it, as men being prideful, part of the military, it is what it is type of mentality. You could very easily have a strong support system. It's up to you to maintain that, and it's up to you to actually, check in with the people that care about you.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street. They care about you, so you at the very least owe it to them too. Get them a progress report. Let them know you're doing okay. It ain't always got to be when something went bad. Let them know everything going good. Just talk to somebody about have somebody to talk to, man. Because like you said, especially working when you get even more and more siloed in the remote and tech space, like you can get further from your own reality. You can get consumed into a company or a workflow easy, man. So tap on those resources. You got somebody to love you. Let them know you love them. And yeah, man, I think all will be all right.
That's good. I can't follow it up. Y'all got it all. Y'all got it all tied up.
Man, but the worst thing is when you're venting to someone, especially like in a professional sense, and all they can give you is stick it out, tough it out.
Yeah.
It'll get better.
Yeah.
I think that's when,
Yeah, hopefully
That
you'll
says a
hear
lot.
that.
That says a lot, though. To
it
me,
does.
when I'm really like, not necessarily crying out for help, but like when I'm really like coming to you as a man or a woman, and I'm like, look, I want to do this, but I don't know how. I want to do this, and here are my impediments. Like, if they don't got nothing for you, or at the very least, they don't even have some sympathy. To your point, Kenny, it's like, that's one of those moments that kind of just reassure the fact it's like, yeah, you're just a number. I've literally seen people, it took me seeing it to really realize that concept. But like, they say, oh, you're just a number. No, this is like our best tester. This is our best, cyber penetrator, whatever. Until they say, you know what? We don't need you no more. Just go ahead and raise up. Everything that you're doing, don't even worry about it. Just get up.
Raise up.
Just get up. We'll figure. That's not your problem anymore. We'll figure it out. Until I saw that, I didn't really realize the concept. Like, yeah, you're just a number.
Yeah.
But it's a two-way street. We're in it for something, so are they.
Absolutely. Good point.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. I have so many things running through my head right now from this, but we're
I know.
already like at the time. Somebody actually submitted their first question like to the podcast.
Okay.
Really?
First question that was submitted, like, hey, like, love y'all conversations. Like, I want y'all to talk about this because I'm curious to the perspective and how to do it.
We're gonna answer that now, or we're gonna wait?
We're not gonna answer it now. Yeah, we're not gonna answer it now.
Dude, I love it though. I hope we get more questions coming in.
Yeah. So we'll start off the next one with that question. Actually, yeah, let me go ahead. It's kind of like twofold. Okay. And y'all can go ahead and chime in on it now, or if y'all want to hold it until next time, then we can. But so how do people who aren't comfortable, like yearly reviews and stuff like that, are probably coming around? Some people have yearly reviews, 6-month reviews, and some companies, you can kind of get promoted whenever your boss sees fit. But there are a lot of companies out there that only have like yearly or 6-month reviews. So how do people who want to move up but are typically pretty quiet, maybe don't feel comfortable having that conversation with their boss, like how do you negotiate, talk about, ask about your raise, when it's only determined once or twice a year? Like, how do you have that conversation? How do you lead up to the conversation? How do you get more comfortable with it? How do you prepare for it? So that's one part of it.
What's the second?
You want the second?
Yeah. No, I mean, I know I have an answer for the first one, but I can wait.
And then the second one is, how do you navigate politics in the workplace? So making sure like your work is visible is something that I noticed like this year is like kind of important. Before, I was more than willing to like hide my work, like, hey, let's get it done, but I don't need anything flashy. I don't want anybody to notice me. But people need promotions or want promotions, like economy is getting bad, so money's getting a little tight. So how do you navigate politics, number one, and then make sure your work is visible without being that person?
Yeah.
Without being like, hey, did you see me do my job today? Like, all right, bro.
Because everyone is gonna have coworkers like that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we saw you do your job. You don't have to yell about you doing the bare minimum today.
That guy. We all have.
Yeah.
Everybody has one.
I mean, Joe Burrow just answered this question. in his press conference the other day.
What'd he say?
He's
I'm not too up on any press conference.
it was just like all over social media. He basically said like to all like college athletes and athletes coming up, stop posting your workouts, work in silence. Like stop posting Instagram workouts. Like no one cares. Like put in the work and then show for it. Like show up and like which I don't that's not my answer for this question.
Okay.
But he was telling like someone he got asked like what advice would you give to like younger athletes, I think it was, and he said stop posting
Oh yeah.
Instagram workouts.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a really good question though.
Yeah. So
that you got
we'll
asked.
table that. You want to table it for next time?
Yeah.
We can save it for next time, but I'll just leave this little breadcrumb here. Go into it with ammo. You know, as somebody who's also, I'm not a quiet person, but when it comes to professional stuff, like I just have never been super, you know, outgoing about, oh yeah, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. So let's pick up on this next time, Leo. But the breadcrumb I'm gonna leave for our listener and for myself as a mental note is just we have to you have to for one, you have to put in that OT and have the homework and the numbers ready.
I feel like we discussed this before though.
Yeah, I think so. It feels familiar, but
it does.
But I think the numbers can talk louder than anything.
But also, yeah, I'm pretty sure we talked a little bit about this because what I said was like keep a list of your achievements like that you've done at work for the other reviews, because when you go into it, you have ammunition.
He know exactly where I'm going with this.
Yeah. So, because that's my biggest thing. We can expand on it next week, but I'm pretty sure in a previous episode we talked about this.
I'm not sure if we did or not.
I don't think it was the main topic, but it came up because I remember giving that feedback.
Yeah. Let's get more practical.
Any low.
Let's get more practical on the next. Kenny G.
Well, we
Kenny
can.
Low.
No, we can dive in because that's just like that can tie into a lot of different things. Like how do you negotiate an offer? How do you do all this stuff?
Yeah. Yep.
The politics question, that was a lot tougher.
Yeah.
That's a lot harder.
I had to bring somebody on for that one.
Phone friend.
Cool. Y'all have anything that inspired y'all this week?
I do, and this will motivate and inspire us for another time. I'm just gonna say I heard a very, very motivating branch of speeches by a very inspiring man who has really been a pioneer for these HBCUs lately, and he goes by the name of Mr. Primetime Deion Sanders.
Man, this needs to be a topic. I'm adding this on for next week because
I'm just very inspired by the journey, and I'm very inspired by the work, and the speeches are
we gotta talk about this.
Impeccable. That's what motivated me this week. In all seriousness, though, some of them speeches this week I needed to hear.
All right, I can agree with you. You give me a little excerpt of something that he said that inspired you, because I can agree. He's always motivating. But I think this is something to talk about very lightly. But what inspired you with Mr. Deion? For those who don't know, he's talking about Mr. Deion Sanders.
Yeah, I think the most impactful thing that fit for me this week was he talked about being in love with the journey, not the destination.
Okay.
Because we talked about it in the past, but like, when you hit the destination, then what happens? Do you lose the passion? Versus if you in love with the journey, the journey is never ending. So that right there really stuck out for me. That really inspired me because I had a bit of an attachment for a while on tangible goals. And I think because of that, it started to kind of have me in limbo when I reached them. Like, okay, well, now what, okay, now I'm gonna aim for this. And now it's like, all right, now I got to recenter my focus, my ambition and everything, because I'm hitting my goals. Am I aiming too high? And that whole thought process kind of just showed me like, yeah, you know what? I'm falling in love with like actual destinations, actual, achievements versus falling in love with, having a passion for being a, experienced consultant or whatever you know what I mean. I was falling in love with the with the materialistic things rather than the journey and you know, looking back, self-reflecting often. And that's what he was talking to his players about on a different scale, of course. But yeah, that's huge. That's huge. I look forward to that conversation. But yeah, man, that shout out to Deion Sanders, man. He's doing his thing, man. Me, Leo, we talked about this in Dallas, man. That on to something is an understatement. That dude is it, man. That dude is it, in my opinion. But yeah, I digress.
We can talk about. I hope he is. I hope.
Yeah, for sure.
He's gonna be the most spectacular failure or the most spectacular success.
It's true.
He's already a success. Let's clear the air on that. Like
he
Deion
is.
Sanders is Deion Sanders no matter what he does from here. Granted, he can fall off a cliff like Kanye and like ruin his legacy in a sense.
No, but I'm talking about the Colorado hire is either going to be a spectacular failure or a spectacular success. Not Deion itself, but him hired at Colorado, his tenure.
I got words, so I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
All right. You got words.
Yeah.
I got words. I'm gonna wait. Kenny,
I can't believe
that inspired you. I'm in love with Deion. Let me put that.
No, I love him too. I want him to be a success at Colorado. He's here. What other guy has like a nickname like Primetime? Come on.
Hey, you got a ring, man.
He's immortalized. Yeah, just like Randy Moss, man. Randy Moss has made it when you have a move named after you.
Yeah, Moss. Yeah. 100%.
You guys inspire me. This conversation inspires me.
For real, man.
Yeah, this does.
That.
We gotta do this more often. On my side, I'll be honest, mine is like super simple. I'm like kind of inspiring myself right now, like looking back on some things and also like getting back on my fitness journey, which we've talked about. Like, y'all don't understand how good that is for my mental health. So I get to look at like my career, and that's like, you know, that could be good, but if I don't feel good in my physical health, like that bothers me personally a lot. That's pretty important to me. So I'm starting to get running on a good run routine now, good workout routine, and it's getting way easier, and it's getting back to that, oh, this is like comfortable now. Before, when I was first getting back into working out, I was like,
struggle.
I am far off from where I was a year ago. So
good stuff, man.
Good stuff. Undervalued, man. Healthy body, healthy mind.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it's nice to be in that place, and I have to take some time off because I'm feeling, I don't know if it's burnout, but something's definitely off a little bit, like mentally. I think I'm just like ready for a vacation.
Yeah,
I think that's all it is you know,
probably, man.
work, but
it's a slight burnout. Like you're working really hard. You gotta self-care, dude. Self-care is important.
So I appreciate y'all. Y'all got anything that y'all wanna pub up? Kenny at the P.E.A.C.E podcast. Los, you got anything new that's about to?
Man, they already know where to find me. They always know where to find me. Most comments gonna stay LinkedIn for now. And planning on launching or rebranding my Instagram. Don't quite know what I'm gonna do with that yet, but I did want to let you know, Leo. I'm definitely gonna take you up on that offer, man. This office, I got to do something with this.
Okay.
Want me one of those nice desks, and you know what? I might document the process. We'll see.
Let's talk about it. You know, that's funny that you mentioned that. We're not going to talk about this online, but I'll tease it now. It may be 3 months from now from when I actually plan on doing it, but I'm recording. I plan on rebuilding a specific community for something like you just said, Los, and it's already in the works. Okay. We'll talk about that offline.
For sure. Yeah. Definitely do something with this.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Y'all know where to find me at Leonard's Lens pretty much everywhere. Most importantly, though, the peace movement. Please share this with a friend. You know, that's most important. Sit down, have a conversation, ask questions, send your questions into us so we can talk about it. But most importantly, pursue excellence and cherish everyone. Peace. Yo, thank you for tuning into the P.E.A.C.E podcast. You know, this podcast actually started off with 4 friends sitting around a table once a week. We were having conversations to educate ourselves about the world around us, talking about what we're dealing with day to day as regular people, and simply to self-reflect. So that's all that you're seeing us do here, and you're getting to see it live. So I challenge you to do the same thing. If you've made it this far, obviously something caught your attention. So get a group of friends and build a small community and start to join in the conversation. Like, these are tough conversations. These are fun conversations, but these are conversations that are needed to be had. In fact, I want to make it easy for you. If you're listening to this podcast at home, invite a friend over. Or maybe invite 2 friends over, 3 friends over, whatever it is. Turn your TV on, your computer, your phone, wherever you want to watch it, turn the podcast on, okay? And join in the conversation. If you're listening to this maybe on run, at the gym, I get it. I do the exact same thing. But maybe you can share the link, clip the file or something like that, and just pose one of the questions that you heard here today. The point is to build community and to self-reflect. Oftentimes, we don't vocalize the things that we need to work on, and that's one small way that I think that we can, help improve ourselves, improve others, and most importantly, pursue excellence and cherish everyone. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you again next week. Peace.